Kolb family because my grandmother was a Kolb. And my grandmother was the daughter of the Newton Kolb family. And Newton Kolb had a brother, Milton Kolb, that had a daughter, Belle Kolb. So that made Belle Kolb and Grandma Sally Kolb first cousins. And my grandmother then married Leonard Stewart. So I am a Stewart. I'm Leonard Stewart. And the friend over here is a daughter of a great friend of mine, a cousin, a third cousin I reckon. Her mother and my grandmother were first cousins. And the Kolb family that I am related to takes in Stewarts and Kolbs and Rosses, and the one that her cousin's daughter, Florence, was in Milton's family. Mexicans, I don't know just how to say that. We are on down the line now, but Silas Kolb was the grandfather of one of us, I reckon, and the great-grandfather of the other, way we come down the line.
That's right.
I haven't figured that all out right now, but you are from the Silas Kolb, Milton Kolb family, and I am from the Newton Kolb family, and Newton Kolb and Milton Kolb were brothers, and their father was Silas Kolb. And cousin Belle was a cousin to my grandmother. And y'all have to figure that down, how we go.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what else you want.
She said about the land.
About the land, my grandfather lived up there joining that 160 acres of land. And one day he told an uncle of mine that they was going to sell for the taxes, and he was going to get it. And when he did,
And this
uncle
uncle,
went and
who was this uncle?
beg pardon.
Who was the uncle?
Oh,
Who
my
was
uncle was
Uncle Jim?
James Lafayette Kolb. James Lafayette Kolb was riding with my father, so he carried the news to cousin Willie Kolb, who was a brother to cousin Belle. He carried the news to him, and he got the land for her and gave it to her. And she married Jeff Thomas, and they kept the land then. Jeff Thomas died, and she kept it, and her son Irvin worked it. Her son Edwin left, he wasn't here. She had two sons, Edwin and Irvin, and the girls then, one of the girls married Rich Hathaway, and one of them married Edwin Hathaway, Hathaway girls. And I beg your pardon, the Thomas girls married Hathaways. And
Started.
we had a little one teacher school up here in the community. The Hamilton School was up about 2.5 miles from us, and the only way we had to go to school was to walk. And our parents tried to keep this little school operating on us so we'd have it closer to home. And it got down one time to where there wasn't but 7 students. But when I first started school up there, I was born in 1905, and Florence Thomas was born in 1902. And we were 2 of the few students that went to school, to that little one-teacher school. And she had 2 or 3 brothers and sisters, and I had 1 brother and sister at the time. And we were very happy up there. We were just like a family of children, and the teachers treated us like a family and the children. and the school had a stage up on it, and back down below was just one teacher school and one room school. And we'd sit around and it had a little heater, fire heater that you just burn wood, stick in the end of it. And we'd sit around there to get warm, and we children would sit around there, and one day a cousin of mine, Maggie Lou Thomas, was sitting there on the end of the stage, and he was looking at a picture in the book, and of course the other children were sitting around, and he put his finger on and she'd have the book on him, and I laughed out, and I got the marriage for it. Well, that of course that tickled Florence and Beatrice and my brothers and all, of course I got the marriage. But Florence was very jolly. She was just, I don't know that I ever saw her. I don't believe I can remember any time that I ever saw her show any temper or seem like she was mad or worried. She was just jolly as she could be. And I was so disappointed that I never did see her but once or twice after she went to Birmingham. She came down here once. She had a cow. Her mother had given a cow. And while she was visiting here, they wanted to sell the cow. So they sent me word to come up there and see if I'd buy it. And I bought a cow, for the red cow. And I was so thankful that they sent me word to come to buy the cow that I found out she was up there. She was probably visited and gone, and I'd never seen her. And I saw her that time, and of course she had passed away when the other two sisters, Beatrice and Maggie Lou, came down, visiting their sister-in-law, Miss Kolb Thomas, Irving Thomas's wife. And I heard they were up there, and I wanted to go see and talk about them and hear about Florence's family. Florence had passed away at that time, and I found out that she had children, and I heard about the children and all, but I never had seen any of the children. But today, I've got to see one of Florence's children, and it made me very happy. I've enjoyed seeing her because I wanted to know, and I believe I told my wife just before she got here, I just wonder if she is jolly like Florence used to be. And I said I found out that she's very friendly, looked like a very happy person. And I'll stop a while what I remembered about her. I know
Grandma
I called her
Belle.
Cousin Belle. And I asked back then, that's before I got this book, when I was a child. You see, they were there when I was born, and they were up there living there, and we lived here, and we had connections together. And I couldn't understand why it was, I was just a little child, I couldn't understand why it was that she was so pleasant. Now, Florence inherited her disposition from her mother. Now, Cousin Jeff Thomas was hard to get along with. He was real hard to get along with. I don't know that, I guess he's a pretty nice, fine man, but I know one day I was back over here with Papa, come through here for something, and there's two fences. You see this Hathaway place